Live right here on this Monday on the early line on SportsGrid. It is now time for that injury analysis and insight from an NFL Sunday slate. We do that with the pro football doc, Dr. David Chao. Dr. Chao, as always, thank you for joining us here on a Monday to look back onto a Sunday in one final game on a Monday night, the Harbaugh between a guy you know very well, Jim Harbaugh, against his older brother, John, tonight in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I call it the Brother Bowl, and I actually am bringing my son because it's a one-off game. I don't need to be in the war room, so I'll be there. And yeah, I love Jim Harbaugh. A lot of great stories, a lot of great times about him. Love his leadership, etc. And I think it'll be an interesting game.
We appreciate that, Dr. Chow. Safe travels up to Los Angeles, of course. So before we get to Monday night, let's look back on the injuries from a Sunday slate. And Dr. Chow, if I can direct your attention to the bottom of this graphic here, it's not just players on a Sunday. Sometimes it's SportsGrid hosts who go through a difficult weekend. Our Donnie Rightside battling through an injured back. Dr. Chow, he's got about 45 minutes left of this show before being there for Monday Night Football and an in-studio watch-along. How would you recommend to Mr. Rightside he takes care of that ailing back?
Yeah. I don't know. Can you do the show just the headshot from a jacuzzi or something? And then,
I mean, see, now that's exactly the answer I needed right there. Like, why am I not in a jacuzzi? Why is not Ben doing this solo show here? Because look, Ben needs me. I'm here for him. It's the way we do it, Doc.
Well, what about you're not the only one, Donnie. What about Mike Tirico? The shot of his Achilles tendon rupture during Sunday Night Football, huh?
I mean, look, man, we fight on TV. We might not be on the field anymore, but we fight, man. We do.
Yes, he certainly does. All right, Dr. Chow, let's get to the actual injuries from Sunday, although we wish Donnie a very speedy recovery. Dr. Chow, last night, and despite being a veteran at 36, it was the 36-year-old edge rusher Brandon Graham suffering a torn triceps injury for the Philadelphia Eagles. Had a sack of Matthew Stafford early in the opening half. Dr. Chow, when you see that diagnosis, a torn triceps, what does that mean for the remainder of this season for Brandon Graham?
Well, certainly the 36-year-old was playing like a 26-year-old, right? I mean, he was playing very, very well last night and in some ways dominating. He admitted afterwards he had some triceps tendonitis, and this is a triceps tendon rupture. If it were a muscle tear, he'd have a chance to come back for a playoff run. This is a tendon rupture. In the locker room, he lifted up his elbow and showed it, and there was a defect there. And that means surgery, and there's no way for him to come back this season, unfortunately. And, it does seem like the end of a great 15-year career there, but that's a tough blow. But he was proud of his effort and say, look, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to leave it on the field. And that's kind of what he did last night. He helped the Eagles dominate that game.
Yeah, he was fantastic last night. Certainly wish Big BG the best of him. But if we are looking towards Turkey Day here, a couple banged up Lions, Doc. First, David Montgomery left the game with a shoulder injury, and then we saw Taylor Decker, offensive tackle, leave with a knee and an ankle. Any updates on them, and also the chances they possibly could play on Thanksgiving?
I think it's optimistic that both will play on Thanksgiving. Montgomery was available to return, Decker as well. It's a short week. I get it. But, the Lions are used to playing this game. They're at home against the Bears, and I think it'll be they'll both be able to go. Not so much for Gardner Minshew that you show up on the graphic there.
Yeah, so, Doc, let's go to Gardner Minshew. It's been a precarious season for the Raiders. They have now lost 7 consecutive games. What is going to be the move at the quarterback position for Las Vegas moving forward with the collarbone injury to Gardner Minshew yesterday?
Yeah, he broke his clavicle, so undoubtedly surgery, and he's done for the season. Look, the Raiders aren't making the playoffs. He's done for the season after surgery. So they're already out Aiden O'Connell right now with his thumb injury and fracture. Gardner Minshew now out. Now you're back to Desmond Ridder. And is there a Daniel Jones appearance there? I don't know, right? Ooh. That's a decision made by former Chargers GM, now Raiders GM, Tom Telesco. And we'll see what happens.
Doc, let's head over to Monday Night Football because we got a massive game tonight between the Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm worried about the Chargers at wide receiver, and that guy I'm worried about is Ladd McConkey. Can you ease my fears tonight for Ladd McConkey playing?
Ladd McConkey's shoulder AC joint is better than your back, Donnie, all right? So does that ease your fear?
There you go.
I think he will be fine to go. The thing about the Chargers is in Jim Harbaugh, they're built on their offensive line. And remember, a few weeks back, they had offensive line issues. They're all healthy now. You saw them last week against the Bengals. The issues more are on the Ravens side of the ball. Roquan Smith, defensively, look, he's listed as questionable. I don't buy it for 1 second. I don't see how he can play. And if he plays with that hamstring, he'll be a liability, not the sideline-to-sideline guy. And, Michael Pierce is already out with the calf, and Travis Jones, with his what appears to us to be high ankle sprain, seems very iffy or vulnerable. So the front seven of the Ravens are the ones to watch out for. And the advantage goes to Jim over John in this department.
And that front seven of the Ravens has been elite at slowing down the run this year, second best in the NFL. It's been the secondary with some questions. We just flashed up that field view, Doc, at SICScore.com, Sports Injury Central, of course, of how the Ravens are on the offensive side of the football. Is Baltimore looking relatively healthy on that side of their equation tonight?
Yeah, they're relatively healthy there, and the Chargers defensively have gotten healthier. Joey Bosa is off the injury report, full go. Khalil Mack is listed as questionable. He's got a chance to go. But impressively, the Chargers haven't been reliant up front on just Bosa and Mack. Poona Ford and others have really stepped up there, and this is why Jesse Minter is getting all this consideration for being a head coach. Their defense has been balling, even with Mack and Bosa dinged up for part of the season.
Best scoring defense in the NFL. Entering Week 12's finale on this Monday night, LA allowing just 14.5 points per game. Dr. Chow, safe travels up there to SoFi Stadium for Monday Night Football. We appreciate the time.